Lil Durk just reacted to all his rapper homies switching up on him and showing love to YB. You can tell he was hurt because he looked at some of these guys like real brothers. He built his whole career on loyalty, only the family keeping it solid. That was a brand. Now he is sitting in a federal cell facing life, and everyone he once called brother is showing love to his biggest rival, NBA YoungBoy. The same man the whole industry blackballed because they were riding with Durk. Lil Baby, G Herbo, Choosy, and Young and Ace are all moving funny. What I am about to show you is nasty work to understand this. We need to go back to November 6, 2020. That was the night that split the rap game in half. 3 in the morning at Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, King Von got into it with Quando Rondo's crew. Shots were fired. Lil Tim shot Von and he died. This was not just another rap death. It was political. Quando Rondo runs with NBA YoungBoy. Durk and YoungBoy had already been beefing since 2019. When Von died, the rap game split in half that night. You were either with Durk or with YoungBoy. There was no middle ground. Durk was winning. The Voice had just dropped. Three-Headed Goat was blowing up. Drake was calling. The whole industry said we ride with Durk. NBA YoungBoy got blackballed. No radio play, no award shows, and rappers were scared to say his name. For 3 years straight you had to pick a side, and most picked Durk because he had the power. It was the loyalty era. Lil Baby locked in. Voice of the Heroes went crazy. They were on stages together and doing interviews together. Baby called Durk his brother. It looked solid. G Herbo called King Von his brother and posted him constantly. OTF was heavy. Chicago stood together. Choosy was signed to South Coast Music Group, which had ties to OTF, and he was always showing love to Von when he was alive. Young and Ace was dissing NBA YoungBoy hard in his music. It was Jacksonville versus Baton Rouge. He was posting Durk and showing love. His best friend JD Youngin was YB's top rival before he died. By 2022 to 2023, Durk was unstoppable. 7220 went #1. All My Life with J. Cole became his biggest song ever. Apple Music commercials, Rolling Loud appearances, and Kanye cosigns. From Englewood to the top, everyone was eating good off the Durk wave. OTF was not just a label. It was a code and a family. But that loyalty was about to be tested. October 24, 2024, the feds arrested Lil Durk in South Florida. Murder for hire conspiracy. Interstate facilities to commit murder. Firearms charges. The feds had flight record, credit card receipts, text messages, and phone calls. They built the case brick by brick. A 95% conviction rate. When they come like this, they got you. When your brother gets locked up on charges like this, you are supposed to show loyalty. Post him, send money for lawyers, and hold his name down. That is the code. But the industry is different when federal charges hit. When the spotlight gets too hot and your name might get dragged down too, most people back off. But what happened next was not random. All these rappers did not start acting funny by chance. There was a reason, and it had everything to do with who was rising while Durk was falling. Lil Baby was first. When he moved, the streets went crazy. He unfollowed Durk on Instagram and started liking NBA YoungBoy's pictures multiple times. That was a message. Twitter exploded. People said Baby was a snake. But there was politics behind it. While Durk was locked up facing life, NBA YoungBoy was fresh off house arrest, dropping hit after hit. His independent run proved you did not need the machine. His fans were the most loyal in the game. Baby saw it. Durk might never come home. YoungBoy was becoming undeniable. His numbers were crazy even with the blackball. If you are no longer beefing with him, you can tap into that fan base. Why stay on a sinking ship? That is a cold game. When you are hot, everyone loves you. When you are locked up, they find a new best friend. After Baby moved, everyone else followed. Choosy announced he was going on tour with NBA YoungBoy. Not one show, a whole tour. The same YoungBoy who was beefing with his entire label Camp Right after Durk got locked up. That was not a small move. G Herbo got caught in the club rapping NBA YoungBoy lyrics word for word. The video went viral. Herbo and Durk go way back. Both from Chicago, both from drill culture. Herbo called Von his brother and posted him heavy after he died. Now he was in the club rapping his rival's lyrics. Herbo said it was not deep and he was just vibing, but the optics looked bad. Young and Ace might be the wildest flip. He was dissing NBA YoungBoy for years and was always posting Durk and talking about loyalty. After Durk got locked up, Ace posted himself vibing to YoungBoy's music and even made a public post about it. Fans were shocked. You were just dissing this man. What happened to all that talk about loyalty? When politics shift, people shift with it. Self-preservation over loyalty. That is the real street code. Durk was watching all of this from behind bars. Right before he got locked up, he posted cryptic stories saying everybody loves you when you are on top, and what should you call your brother? It was like he already knew what was coming. After the arrest, his team kept posting subliminals. You could feel the frustration. Durk was seeing who was really solid in real time while the industry rappers were switching sides. Durk's real day one stayed solid. India Royal stayed down. His blood family stayed down. His core OTF members from the trenches stayed down. But the rap industry folks, the ones who collaborated with him and benefited from his name, were the first to switch up. That kind of betrayal hits different. You expect hate from your enemies, but when your brothers turn on you, that pain cuts deeper than money. Can heal this goes deeper than loyalty or disloyalty. It is about fear, power, and politics. 4 years, NBA YoungBoy was blackballed because rappers were scared to go against the system. But by 2024, things had changed. YoungBoy proved he did not need them. He went independent, dropped constant projects, and still outsold most major label rappers. His fan base was so loyal he could drop at 3 in the morning and have millions of views by sunrise. The industry noticed. Labels studied his model. Artists saw the old rules breaking down. Meanwhile, Durk was facing life. The evidence looked strong, and there was a real chance he might not come home for decades. So rappers had to decide. Stay loyal to Durk, who might be gone for years, or pivot to YoungBoy, who was winning and could boost their careers. For most of them, the choice was easy. Business over loyalty, money over morals, career over brotherhood. That is how the industry works. Here is a twist nobody saw coming. While all these rappers switched sides, NBA YoungBoy himself did not even acknowledge them. Baby liked his post, but YoungBoy never followed back. Choosy went on tour, but barely got mentioned. Herbo rapped his lyrics, but YoungBoy said nothing. He saw what this was. They were not switching out of respect. They were switching because Durk was down. YoungBoy did not need them when the whole industry turned against him. He built his empire without them, so I embrace them now. He let them post and vibe to his music, but never gave them validation. That is real power. Chief Keef handled it differently. He and Durk came up together, but he always stayed neutral. Never picked sides, never dissed either one. Focus on his own lane. That ended up being the smartest move. While others flip-flopped, Keef stayed consistent. Nobody could call him fake, because he was the same before and after. Sometimes the most loyal thing you can do is stay honest about where you stand. Now Durk is in a federal self-facing life. The same rappers who rode with him at his peak are moving different. This situation shows that loyalty in music is conditional, based on who is hot, who has money, and who is getting streams. The second you fall off or catch a case, that brotherhood disappears. Durk built his brand on loyalty, but when he needed it most, the industry was silent. Some stayed real, like his family and core OTF members, but the rest disappeared. We live in a world where people move for convenience, not conviction. Where alliances shift with the wind. Where brothers turn into strangers when times get hard. Loyalty has become a hashtag, not a principle. There is even a theory that some rappers were told by their labels to distance themselves from Durk. Once the feds got involved, labels got nervous. They did not want their artists tied to criminal cases or bad publicity. Some might have been warned to unfollow and stay silent or risk being dropped. That means the industry controls a loyalty narrative. They decide who to support and who to abandon. Artists just play along or lose everything. That is the truth behind the game. A lesson in the rap industry. Loyalty only lasts as long as success does. Durk stood on loyalty his entire career, but when he needed it most, the industry showed him who was real. This is not just about Durk. It is about hip-hop and human nature. The streets always remember. Fans always remember. History always remembers. When people tell Durk's story years from now, they will remember who stayed solid and who did not. That is the real consequence. Not money or fame, but legacy. The internet never forgets. Screenshots live forever. When Durk's case is over, whether he wins or loses, people will remember who was there and who was not.